Wu Bin left the cemetery and went back home. He lay on his bed miserably, listening to his conversations with Alina, which he had recorded before she died. After a while, he got up and shook his head. No, I can't just leave it at this. I must do something. I must meet this Kang Ji-hoon, whoever he is. I should be able to find out why he called me and why his voice sounded like Alina. Alina, if you are out there, I will find you. In the morning, when Wu Bin woke up, his father said, You came back quite early. I didn't even hear you come in. Yeah, the party turned out to be boring, he lied. So I just left it. I see. I guess it feels different since she's no longer here. It's been a while, though, since you went to basketball practice. Why don't you try it? I think it will do you a lot of good. Also, you'll be filling out your college forms a few months from now, so I think we should talk about it. Like, what you intend to do or where you'd like to live. Come on, Dad, I still have time, Wu Bin replied. I have a few things I intend to do this morning. Let's talk about it when I'm back. He quickly left and went to the bank. When he got there, he withdrew all the money from his savings account and put it in a different account. The total amount was 30 million won, and he knew he needed this much if his mission was going to be successful. When he came back, he saw his dad sitting in the living room and said, I would like to go on a vacation. His father asked, Why? I just spoke to you this morning about your college forms. Come on, I also told you that I still have a lot of time for that, he replied. Listen, Dad, I need some time away. I need to leave here, otherwise I will go crazy. All right, his father replied. If you're leaving, you have my consent. But I need to know where you're going to and what you'll be doing. I'll tell you everything, Dad. Let me just prepare my bags first. His father sighed while he went into the room, quickly prepared what he was going to take along, and came out. So, how long will you be gone for? His father asked. I don't know, I guess a few weeks or a few months, he replied. So where are you going to? I'm going to Busan to be precise, he replied. Why Busan? His father asked. I have a few friends there and will also be playing basketball together. Wu Bin didn't want to tell his father that he would be going to Incheon. He did not understand what was going on, and at this point he did not want to trust anyone, especially anyone who was involved with Alina. I'll be leaving tonight, he said to his dad. I already booked my flight online. Once I settle in, I'll call you and tell you everything. Don't you think it's so sudden? His father asked. I mean, I understand that you need to go, and I've given my consent, but you can't just wake up in the morning and just travel out like that. Wu Bin kept quiet. His father continued. I just wish your mom was alive. I don't want you to think that I don't understand how you feel. When I lost your mom, I suffered as well, but I was able to move on. I'm sure you will too. Time heals all wounds. No matter what you do now, the pain will still be there, but in time you'll get over this loss. Wu Bin nodded. I know that, Dad. Thank you very much. His father got up and hugged him. Wu Bin began to feel guilty that he was lying to his father and wondered if he should tell him the truth. But when he recalled that his dad had been among those who looked at Alina's coffin before she was buried, he decided not to. While he was hugging his dad, they heard the doorbell ring, and his father said, I think Su Bin is here. He turned and went out of the house to meet her. Hi, she said. Well, it's been a while. The last time I was here, you said you wanted to be alone, so I decided to give you some time. But I was wondering if you would like to. I need to tell you something, Su Bin, he interrupted her. Go on. You know you can always say whatever you want. I'm going away for a while, Wu Bin confessed. She looked at him in surprise. Where and why? I just need to leave. I can't stay here. I'm going crazy. I keep thinking about Alina and everything that happened. I think I need the time away. It will do me some good. No, please don't leave. I've been keeping you company, and I've also grown closer to you. Listen, Wu Bin, thanks to you, I am moving on slowly. I'm able to forget my pain. Just stay back for a little while. I need you. I know you're going through a lot. We both lost Alina, and when we talk about her together like this, it makes me feel happy. Subin explained. Sorry, Subin, Woobin said. I need to leave. Otherwise, I'll go crazy. Recalling what his father had said about people who saw Alina's dead body, Woobin decided to ask her. On the day Alina was buried, I am aware that you, your mom, and my dad were the only ones who saw when her coffin was opened, right? Yes, why are you asking about that? Subin asked. He sighed. Well, I didn't get the chance to say my last goodbye, and I keep regretting it. I understand. It's not your fault. You were so overcome by grief that you passed out. But I can tell you what she wore if you want to know. It was a white beautiful gown and a pair of diamond necklace that matched her diamond earrings. She looked so beautiful even in death. As Subin spoke, tears fell from her eyes. It's okay, Woobin said. Don't cry anymore. I'm not happy to see you cry. I'll miss you, she said. I'll miss you too, Woobin replied. But don't worry, we will keep in touch. She opened her arms and hugged him. Woobin hugged her back, but he began to think that the same thing she told him was what his father said. Was it possible that someone took Alina's body away and replaced it with a mannequin? But if that were the case, who called him? No, he still couldn't trust anyone. As he pulled away from Subin and was about to say goodbye to her, she held his face and crashed her lips against his. What do you think you are doing? He asked, pushing her away. He wiped his lips. What is wrong with you? I am sorry, she managed. I just got carried away. Sorry, Woobin. I did not mean to kiss you. It's okay. I think you should leave, he said. He looked behind him and noticed that his dad was watching them through the window. He went into the house, closed the door, and briefly looked at his dad. His dad shook his head while Woobin left him and went into his bedroom. While he was there, he called an old friend in Seoul and said, I need the number of a good private investigator in Incheon. I mean, your brother is a cop and you are an attorney, you should be able to have access to these things. Please, this is very important. Just help me, and I promise that I'll owe you one. It's not a big deal. What are friends for? His friend asked. He waited for a while, and eventually his friend called back and gave him a phone number. This is the number of one of the best private investigators in Incheon. You can call him and get to know him. After getting his number from my brother, I already spoke to him so that he knows you'll be calling him. He'll be expecting your call. Thank you very much, Woobin said to his friend. After hanging up, he called the private investigator. Hi, he said when the call was answered. I was told that your name is Choi Dong-wook. Yes, that's my name. Okay, my flight leaves tonight, so I'll be in Incheon very soon. Will it be possible to see you in the morning? I need you to find someone for me. Of course I can. I mean, it's my job after all. As long as you have the money, I'll give you what you want, the investigator replied. Thank you very much, Woobin said, and the call ended. Woobin looked around his room and checked his luggage to ensure he had carried everything he needed. Afterward, he sat on his bed, waiting for the time to arrive. When it was time, he took his bag and said goodbye to his father. He drove himself to the airport with his friend in his car, and when he got there, he gave his car keys to his friend and said, Take care of my baby for me. When I get back, I will take her back from you. Oh, I see, so now that she's gone, the car has become your baby, his friend teased. Woobin frowned. It's not funny. But why do you have to go to Busan anyway? We just graduated from high school. Shouldn't this be the time to have fun? Since you're sad, you should focus on things that will make you happy. Woobin contemplated telling his friend where he was going. Since no one knew about his location, he felt that it wasn't safe for him to leave without telling anyone. But on a second thought, he changed his mind. He could not trust anyone until he understood what was going on. I'll be back shortly, he said. It's just a brief trip. All right then, see you around. He went to the airport and joined his flight. He arrived in Incheon in the dead of night and went to the hotel he had already booked. When he got to the hotel room, he sat down and began to map out his plan, writing everything he wanted to do down so that he would not make any mistakes. When morning came, he went out to meet with the private investigator. They met in a convenience store, but Woo Bin did not feel comfortable because there were people moving around. The investigator said, "It's important for us to meet like this. Once I know what you want, I can determine if we can meet in a more private area." "But this is a public area," Woo Bin said. "Yeah, no one would know the nature of our meeting," the investigator replied. "They'll think we're merely here to shop." "Okay, so I need to look for someone. His name is Kang Ji-hoon, and this is his phone number. I received a call from this number when I was back home, and I heard the voice of someone very special to me, someone who is supposedly dead. I want to know what this Kang Ji-hoon looks like, and I need to understand why I got a call from his number. Also, I should be able to find out why I haven't been able to reach him since that time." "All right then," the investigator replied. "I will give you feedback in 2 days." "2 days? Can't you make it sooner?" Woo Bin asked desperately. The investigator shook his head. "No, I can assure you that you will get the answer in 2 days, but not before then." "All right, in that case, I'll just find something to keep myself busy." "I'll be waiting to hear from you," Woo Bin said. Afterward, he left the store and went back to his hotel room. The next 2 days felt like 2 years for Woo Bin. After the first 24 hours, when he couldn't bear it anymore, he left his room so he wouldn't die of boredom. All he kept doing was thinking about Alina. He decided to familiarize himself with the city of Incheon. It was his first time there, and he didn't know how long his mission was going to take. So, he got a tour guide to show him around. He spent the entire day, from morning till evening, moving around the city, learning about safe areas and places that were unsafe. When it was getting dark, he came back to his hotel room and slept off because he was tired. In the morning, he met with the private investigator called Choi Dong-wook. But this time they met in a cafe, which was much better than where they had met before. The private investigator said, "I found the man you're looking for, Kang Ji-hoon. I found him at a dangerous club downtown. At first, he refused to cooperate, so I had to use extreme measures. Apparently, he's not the one using the number he gave." The SIM card was given to a guy called Kim Min-joon. "Why?" Woo Bin asked. The investigator sighed. "Kim Min-joon runs a drug cartel, the Min-joon cartel. What Kang Ji-hoon does is, he gets the numbers and delivers them to the guys who deal in the drug business. He does this to cover their tracks, and all the numbers carry his name. I don't know how he does this, but apparently when that call was made, the SIM card wasn't with him. I looked deeper into it. From the outside, it seems like an ordinary club, but underground, they run deadly businesses. Not just drugs, they're very dangerous people and shouldn't be trifled with." "Do not worry about that," Woo Bin said. "I can take care of myself. I know a few self-defense skills as I was trained in martial arts." "Really?" Choi Dong-wook said. "So, can you shoot a gun?" Woo Bin shook his head. "No, I've never held a gun before." Choi Dong-wook laughed. "I'll advise you to forget about them." "No, I will not. If it's because I can't shoot a gun, I'm willing to learn." "Why? Why are you looking for trouble?" Choi Dong-wook asked. "I am not looking for trouble," Woo Bin replied. "I am looking for someone, a girl. My girl. If Kim Min-joon was the one who made that call, then I need to get to Kim Min-joon. I need to get close to him and I need to go underground. Please help me. I have enough money. I will pay you." The investigator sighed. "Well, I know someone who can help you, but it will cost you a lot of money. The first thing you need to do, though, is to change your identity. Once Kim Min-joon finds out who you are, he will kill you like a fly. So, the first thing you have to do is make sure your identity carries the name of someone who fits into his world. Once that has been achieved, I will set you up with the man who will help you get underground like you want." "Okay, that sounds like a plan," Woo Bin replied. "As I said, money is not the problem." Choi Dong-wook smiled. "If money is not the problem, then you've got yourself a deal. Meet me here in the evening at 6, and I'll be here with your new identity, as well as the person who will help you meet Kim Min-joon." "Thank you very much," Woo Bin said. Afterward, he left the cafe. When he went back to his hotel room, he kept pacing up and down, thinking about what to do. In all honesty, he was afraid. He had never been involved with dangerous guys, and he was just 18 years old. Yes, he tried to act tough and confident in front of Choi Dong-wook, but he kept thinking, how will Alina be involved with such people? All the way from Seoul to Incheon, it was just too impossible for him to piece everything together. When it was evening, he left his hotel room and met with Choi Dong-wook at the agreed time. They waited until a man suddenly arrived. From the very first glance, he looked like a gangster. His beard was disgusting in Woo Bin's opinion. The gangster sat down and said, "Yes, so you said his name is what?" "Jin Taeyong," Choi Dong-wook lied. Woo Bin was surprised, as Choi Dong-wook had not told him anything about his new identity but still played along. "Yes, I'm Taeyong." "Okay, so what do you want, Taeyong? What can I do for you?" "I need you to get me underground. I want to work for and with Kim Min-jun," Woo Bin replied. The guy smiled. "That's not impossible, but you need to know that Kim Min-jun is very dangerous. He's not your average guy." "Of course I know. I know very well who Kim Min-jun is, and I know what I'm getting myself into. This business interests me so much. I am aware that it's risky, so I don't mind. In that case, come with me." "Take a look at the club first," Choi Dong-wook told Woo Bin. He let Woo Bin go with the gangster. When they arrived at the club, he took Woo Bin around, introducing him to different people and telling them that Woo Bin was his friend. Woo Bin kept looking all around the club, trying to see if he could notice anyone. Choi Dong-wook had shown him a picture of Kim Min-jun, but he couldn't find him anywhere. After showing him around, the gangster sat with him and said, "Let's have a bottle of soju." "Oh no, I'm not in the mood," Woo Bin replied. "What does that mean?" the gangster asked. "Well, my baby mama will throw a fit if I go home drunk." "Oh, I see. The person I want to introduce you to is yet to arrive." After a while, a man wearing black goggles eventually arrived and sat at the table with them. "This is Yoon Sang-woo," the gangster said to Woo Bin, "and he understands the business very well." Turning to the man, he said, "He wants to meet Kim Min-jun." The guy whose name was Yoon Sang-woo shook his head. "Kim Min-jun is very busy tonight and cannot see anyone. Are you a user?" he asked. Woo Bin nodded. "Yes, okay, that's good. You should come back in 2 days." "2 days? That's quite far away." Woo Bin replied. "Well, you want to meet Kim Min-jun, only he can clear you and he's not around. So you don't have a choice. It's either you come in 2 days or you forget about it." Yoon Sang-woo told him. "No, I can't forget it. I really need this job. It's important to me." Woo Bin replied. After he left the club, Woo Bin called the private investigator and told him everything. "Okay, I do not want these 2 days to go to waste. I need to learn to shoot and I need to have a gun. Please connect me to someone." "All right, as I said before, as long as you have the money, you've got yourself a deal." Woo Bin met with Choi Dong-wook the next day, and he was introduced to a man who gave him a gun after paying a lot of money. He spent the next 2 days learning how to shoot. His aim wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. Afterward, he hid the gun and took it back to his hotel room. As he sat on the bed that night, he went through Alina's pictures on his phone and said, "I am doing all this for you, Alina. I hope you're out there somewhere and that my efforts will not be in vain." The next day, when it was evening, Woo Bin found his way to the club to meet with Yoon Sang-woo. He dressed as he had observed people in the club dressing because he wanted to fit in, putting on black torn jeans and a black torn t-shirt. But he kept his gun in the hotel room, telling himself that he would survey the area first and be sure it was truly dangerous before carrying his gun. He did not want to give Kim Min-jun any opportunity to be suspicious of him. When he arrived, Yoon Sang-woo said, "Come with me." He took him downstairs to a part of the club which was out of bounds to others. A door below them opened, and they went down through a ladder. When he got into the place, Woo Bin was surprised by the number of people he saw. There were more than 20, and they all seemed to be working. They were wrapping a white substance, and he did not need a soothsayer to tell him that it was coke. He finally saw Kim Min-jun sitting on a big chair. As his eyes met him, he felt a little bit afraid. Kim Min-joon was tall. Even as he sat, it was obvious that he was tall. Kim Min-joon stood up and Woo Bin could see that he had well-toned muscles. He seemed to be in his late 30s. He had flinty jaws and one of his ears had been cut off at the top. His lips were big and full, and Woo Bin wondered if he looked the way he did because of substance abuse. Jin Taeyong, that's your name, right? Woo Bin nodded. Yes, that's my name. Come closer, let me take a look at you. Woo Bin moved closer to the table as Kim Min-joon sat down. There was a gun on the table. As his eyes went to the ground, he suddenly prayed that Kim Min-joon would not try to use it on him or ask him to kill anyone. So, I heard you want to work for me, Kim Min-joon said. Yes, I want to work for you, he replied. Why? Well, I need to make enough money. I've got a baby and a woman. I got bills to pay and I just need the easy way out. Woo Bin explained. Kim Min-joon smiled. That's interesting. You did come highly recommended though. Let me see his ID. Woo Bin was surprised. He didn't know they were that meticulous. It was a good thing Choi Dong-wook had asked him to take on a new identity, otherwise he would have been exposed. They searched his pocket, taking out his ID and a few won-bills which he had carried with him. As Kim Min-joon looked at the ID, he said, Interesting. So, what's your name and when were you born? Woo Bin recalled the information Choi Dong-wook had given him and quickly mentioned it. Afterward, Kim Min-joon typed it into his computer and smiled. Your identity checks out. What exactly is wrong with your little girl, though? She really does seem sick. Woo Bin was surprised because he had no idea about the girl in question or how she looked. He only knew what Choi Dong-wook told him, and that was what he repeated. Well, she's got Alport syndrome, trouble with her kidneys. Oh, that's a real pity indeed. But don't worry, you've come to the right place. As long as you work hard, I can assure you you'll make enough money to save your girl, Kim Min-joon replied. He smiled and turned towards one of the guys who was wrapping coke into a transparent bag. Come here, Oh Sung-hyun. The guy dropped the bag and moved closer to Kim Min-joon. He was just as tall as Kim Min-joon, almost 7 feet. Taeyong here wants to work for us. But as usual, I need to see how good he is. So show me. Woo Bin did not know what was about to happen, but the moment Kim Min-joon spoke, the guy called Oh Sung-hyun charged at him and punched him hard in the face. Woo Bin staggered and after regaining his composure, stared at Oh Sung-hyun in surprise, wondering what was happening. While Woo Bin was still staring at Oh Sung-hyun, he rushed towards him again to punch him a second time. But this time Woo Bin blocked him and punched him back. Kim Min-joon became excited. He got up and began to clap. Wow. I love this guy. Go on, Sung-hyun, fight back. Oh Sung-hyun went again and punched Woo Bin in his belly, and all the men left what they were doing and began to cheer. Kim Min-joon kept watching. He moved away from his chair and was staring happily at the fight. When Oh Sung-hyun tried to punch Woo Bin again, he held both his hands and kneed him in his groin. Oh Sung-hyun screamed in pain and bent down, clutching the bulge of his pants. However, Woo Bin took advantage of this opportunity and hit him with his elbow on his back, causing Oh Sung-hyun to fall flat on his face. Everyone cheered for Woo Bin while he stood erect and tried to catch his breath. I like you very much. Kim Min-joon exclaimed. You know what? I think you are good enough. As a matter of fact, you are ready because you have impressed me. I will let you go with the guys. I'm not surprised though that you can fight. I read your background and it says you had a rough life growing up. If the deal today goes successfully, I'm going to give you something good enough so that you'll be better. I'm in a very generous mood right now. Thank you very much, Woo Bin said excitedly. Sung-hyun, you guys should take him along, Kim Min-joon said to them. Turning to look at Woo Bin, he said, Taeyong, they are going for a delivery. I want you to join them and learn a thing or two. And as I said before, I will compensate you generously. After this, you can start working fully with us. Woo Bin was not comfortable going with them. The moment he heard they were going on a delivery, he knew that they would be carrying drugs with them, but he had no choice. He wanted to get close to Kim Min-joon so he could find out who it was that called him using Kim Min-joon's phone. But the only way he could do this was by gaining Kim Min-joon's trust. If he backed down now, Kim Min-joon would suspect him, so he nodded and thanked Kim Min-joon. After a few minutes, Oh Sung-hyun and Baek Hyun-woo left and climbed up the ladder to exit the room. Woo Bin followed them, noticing the bags they carried with them, which he knew contained illegal substances. They eventually reached the back of the club, where a black jeep was parked. Baek Hyun-woo took the wheel and Oh Sung-hyun sat in the front with him. They placed the bags in the trunk, and Woo Bin settled in the back seat. Oh Sung-hyun glared at him, clearly upset about their fight earlier. Woo Bin felt cornered because he knew the men he was with probably had weapons and might seek revenge on him later. He hoped for a smooth ride and success for his mission. As they continued on their delivery, they unexpectedly encountered a police checkpoint. Numerous officers were standing there, inspecting the cars. Baek Hyun-woo expressed his frustration. Woo Bin anxiously asked what was happening, and Oh Sung-hyun urged him to stay calm, suggesting it might just be a routine procedure. Woo Bin tried to follow Oh Sung-hyun's advice and remain composed. However, when the police officers stopped their car, they instructed everyone to step out. Woo Bin promptly complied, not wanting any trouble with the police. Oh Sung-hyun joined him outside, but Baek Hyun-woo remained in the driver's seat, refusing to come out. An officer aimed his gun at Baek Hyun-woo and ordered him to exit the vehicle. Realizing he was at a disadvantage, Baek Hyun-woo eventually complied. The officers conducted a thorough search but couldn't find any incriminating evidence. Woo Bin wondered where they might have hidden the gun he had seen earlier. He breathed a sigh of relief when one of the officers said, "You can all get into your car and move." They all happily got into the car, but before they could move, a lieutenant, who seemed like their leader, said, "Hold on. Stop right there." Baek Hyun-woo killed the engine, which he had already turned on. "Open the trunk, I want to see what you have in there," the lieutenant ordered. Woo Bin closed his eyes as he panicked inwardly. "Oh no, this is not happening, damn it. Open the trunk right now." The lieutenant repeated himself. Oh Sung-hyun got out of the car and grudgingly went to the back. He handed the keys to the lieutenant to open the back of the car, but the lieutenant ordered him to open it. The moment he did, the lieutenant saw bags in the trunk. He unzipped the bags and saw coke wrapped in small plastic bags. When Oh Sung-hyun realized that he had been caught, he turned and began to run away. Instantly, the lieutenant shot at him, firing one of his legs. He fell to the ground, screaming out in pain. "You are under arrest," the lieutenant said to Woo Bin and Baek Hyun-woo, while other officers surrounded their car. They were quickly handcuffed, put in a van, and taken to the station. In that van, the lieutenant sat with them at the back, staring at both of them. Oh Sung-hyun was taken in a different vehicle with 2 other officers. He was rushed to the hospital to be treated. When they arrived at the station, the lieutenant took both of them into a dark room and said to them, "Listen to me. My name is Lieutenant Jang Ho-suk, and I'm in charge of the Special Investigation Section. From merely looking at your bag, I know that you belong to the Min-joon cartel. I need you to cooperate with me, and if you do so, I will let both of you walk free. If you try to play smart, you will spend the rest of your life rotting. Tell me the truth, not what you think I want to hear. Go on, I want to know everything." Baek Hyun-woo began to speak, exposing all their plans and telling the lieutenant who they wanted to deliver the drugs to. Woo Bin was surprised. He had expected that Baek Hyun-woo would be more hardened since he had been with the cartel for longer. When Baek Hyun-woo was done speaking, Lieutenant Jang Ho-suk looked at Woo Bin and asked him, "What do you have to say? Cat got your tongue." Woo Bin shook his head, not knowing what to say. "This was his first ride," Baek Hyun-woo said. "He just joined the cartel recently." Jang Ho-suk nodded. "I see. Are you a user or only a peddler?" Woo Bin kept silent, not wanting to speak. "Oh, you're trying to act up, isn't it? Don't worry, I have a much better treatment for you." The lieutenant held Woo Bin by his shirt and dragged him into a different room. The moment he got there, Woo Bin said, "I will tell you whatever you want to know. I couldn't speak in front of Baek Hyun-woo because I did not want to be exposed." "Sit down," the lieutenant said, pointing him to a chair he probably would need. So, what do you think I would need to know? Woo Bin began to explain to Jang Ho-suk why he went to Kim Min-jun's cartel and how he came all the way from Seoul to look for his girlfriend. Jang Ho-suk laughed. What an interesting story. Do I look stupid to you? Do you think I'm going to buy that? Your ID card says otherwise. That is fake, Woo Bin told him. He gave the lieutenant his real name, address, and everything else. When the lieutenant looked it up in the system, he came back to him and said, "This is interesting." Do you see? Woo Bin said. My father is so wealthy that I do not know what to do with money. I have no reason to peddle drugs. Yes, but you may be a user. I'm willing to undergo a drug test, he said. I have never tasted coke in my life. As Baek Hyunwoo said, today was my first ride. I just want to find Alina, that's why I came. In that case, I will run the blood test right away. The lieutenant had his blood taken and quickly went to run the test. He came back an hour later and said, So you are not a user. Who is this girl, Alina? She is the love of my life and she is supposedly dead, but I received a call from Kim Min-jun's number. That's how I ended up in his cartel. Woo Bin explained. If she's supposedly dead, why don't you just give up? Why do you take this sort of risk? Jang Ho-suk asked. I cannot give up, not on Alina. Even after she died, I couldn't bring myself to say goodbye. Now, when there is a glimmer of hope, how can I bear to do so? I will never say goodbye to Alina. All right, cut out the emotional bullshit. Who is this Alina? I would like to see her picture. Jang Ho-suk said. You can bring my phone, and I will show you her pictures. Jang Ho-suk went to where he had kept the phones they seized from them. He brought Woo Bin's phone to him, and he unlocked it. Woo Bin opened a folder, which led him to another folder, which he unlocked, and finally it took him to another folder. It needs face recognition, Woo Bin said as he struggled to lift his phone with cuffs around his wrists. You've gone to great lengths just to hide her face, Jang Ho-suk noted. Woo Bin nodded. Yes, because I cannot take the risk of Kim Min-jun or anyone else finding out about my mission in their cartel. This is exactly why I did not want to speak in front of Baek Hyunwoo in case he walks free. I've told you I'm not a user, neither am I truly a peddler. After unlocking the final folder with his face, Woo Bin showed the lieutenant Alina's pictures. As Jang Ho-suk scrolled through the pictures and watched videos of them together, his eyes suddenly widened in surprise. This cannot be this girl? Jang Ho-suk asked. Woo Bin got up in surprise. Sit down, Jang Ho-suk ordered. Woo Bin said anxiously, I'm sorry, sir. Have you seen her recently? Do you know where she is? Jang Ho-suk was silent for a while and finally said, Well, I don't know for certain. She does look very familiar. You should come with me. There is someone I need you to see. Please tell me, is it Alina? Woo Bin asked. I told you I cannot say for certain, Jang Ho-suk replied. He led Woo Bin out of the station and took him to his car. He made him sit in the passenger seat, closed the door, and drove away. When he finally arrived at their destination, Jang Ho-suk came down from the car and opened the passenger seat for Woo Bin. When Woo Bin came down, he looked at the top of the building in front of him and saw the inscription, Incheon Psychiatric Hospital. Psychiatric hospital? What are we doing here? Woo Bin asked. Just come with me, Jang Ho-suk replied. Woo Bin moved in front while Lieutenant Jang Ho-suk walked behind him. They got to the front desk, and he said a few words to the reception lady before she directed them on where to go. They finally arrived at a ward. There were different beds and different patients on them. They all had chains on their hands and feet. There was a particular girl who had her back to Woo Bin. Pointing at her, Jang Ho-suk said, She's number 2. Look at her and tell me if she is the one. Woo Bin began to approach the girl sitting on bed number 2, and his heart was racing. She still had her back to him, but she had midnight black hair, just like Alina. With his hands still handcuffed, he walked slowly until he finally got to where she was sitting. He touched her shoulder and she instantly turned. When he saw her face, Woo Bin's eyes widened in shock and tears rolled down his cheeks as he gasped. Alina?
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Like, share and comment below.